Good afternoon, or should I say evening, morning. Morning? At any rate, I'm the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, there is something I must tell you. You see, my job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards, which is why I believe it best for you to play with the sound on. In fact, I insist on it. However, as you can see, my voice is subtitled, so you can always read along as well. Now then, are you ready? Let's begin. Welcome to Voice of Cards. You are about to take the first steps through a realm of sword and sorcery. I have every faith you will accomplish great things here. I am merely a witness. Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one. We begin in a cave. The surrounding rocks are slimy with damp. It feels as if some foul creature could leap out from the shadows. Yet in this horrible place gathers a fellowship of 3 adventurers. One is a young woman. You can tell just by looking. Another is a stoic warrior. Last but not least is the old man. These adventurers seek a certain treasure hidden in this cave. Door towers before you. It has rather conspicuous handles. The stoic man takes hold of the handles and pulls. The stoic man winds his leg back and lets fly a powerful kick. As his foot connects, the door trembles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions. Something leaps out at the fellowship from the darkness. Nice work. These adventurers have seen their fair share of battle and defeat their attackers with ease. As the trio approaches the treasure chest, before the wary trio appear creatures the likes of which they've never seen. About the enemy. There is treasure inside, no doubt about it, but it's locked tight. The woman slides the simple key into the lock. The chest clicks open. Inside is what appears for all the world. At last, we've retrieved the royal treasure, the old man says. Their quest complete, the triumphant trio put the cave behind them. This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls. In the crowded audience chamber jostle all manner of knights. The white-robed adventurers stand close. A palace guard calls over the tumult. Be silent. Her royal majesty graces us with her presence. The cacophony ceases the moment Queen... Seated upon the throne, the Queen face... Thank you all for heeding my call. Whatever it takes to defeat this real... Whomsoever conquers this beast will be honored for ages. At that, the gathered crowd cheers loud enough to shake... Leave the dragon to us, your majesty, say the white robe. Indeed, you did well. I thank you, for my stomach becomes most upset without it. So the treasure, it puts my mind at ease to know the Ivory Order offers... The trio are disciples of the Ivory Order, a charitable... Indeed, anyone would think this illustrious but they'd be wrong. So we just gotta slay the dragon and we'll be drowning in gold. The man trails off. Beside him, a strange creature lets out a chirping, pay it. There he is. Or, there you are, a humble bounty hunter. You love little in this realm more. A seemingly tedious fellow who doesn't hesitate. When you heard about the quest to slay the dragon, it was the promise. Now then, if you wish to officially register for the... You wonder why you need to sign anything, but head for the guard anyway. Shall we? We of the Ivory Order will be the ones to restore peace. My colleague made me come along, but he didn't mention we were going on a quest to slay the dragon, she says, trembling. The man takes one look at your companion and shrieks, "Monster!" You think the dragon's really as tough as they say? Asks the man, his knees knocking together. If the heroes of the Ivory Order are hunting the dragon, he's as good as dead, says the man, relief spreading across his face. That reward for slaying the dragon is as good as mine, barks the man. You'll need tough gear if you're going to beat the dragon, the man tells you. Keep your ears perked. You never know what you might hear that'll lead you in the right direction, the man said. The Ivory Order trio stands before you. They seem not the most approachable of parties, but... You inquire about their identities. We are disciples of the Order's principal focus is developing medicine to distribute. They begin blathering an answer to a question. Sensing a long lecture ahead, you seize on the first chance to extricate yourself from their presence. Sign here, says the guard, handing you a pen and paper. You sign your name. A fine name. After you've signed, the guard motions to the... You sign your companion's name as well. Mar. Mar, your friend, and though he can't speak the human tongue, he seems to understand it well enough. Thank you. Now we'll know what to... Can't ask the dead what name to mark their grave with, after all. You want the reward as badly as you don't want to die. You figure you better make some strong friends. Offer to join forces with the Ivory Order trio? We select few are sufficient to defeat the dragon, and we certainly don't require the aid of a no-name wastrel. With that, the trio takes their leave of the castle. You've yet to find any help for your quest. Things don't look that reassuring as they are, but the decision is up to you. Let us depart. We have a realm to save. You catch a glimpse of the terrified, and then the two disappear out of the audience chamber. In the end, you set out, just the two of you, to hunt the dragon. A weapons merchant accosts you in the street. He speaks to you in a voice barely above. He conspicuously checks his surroundings before revealing this weapon of apparent... To hear him tell it, this is a legendary weapon. You can smell the scam a mile away, and yet the aura of this weapon does have something of the legendary about it. You ask who in their right mind would pay so much for something. Well, you know where to find me, if you change your mind, he says, tucking the weapon away. How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. Will that be all? The proprietress asks. The door is shut tight. You spy a keyhole on it, suggesting the existence of a corresponding key. The old man kindly warned you of the dangerous monsters outside of town. The child says you should see Nexton as soon as you leave the castle town. You peek inside the carriage shop only to hear the owner call out that they're closed. Guess you won't be making use of them after all. Before you stands a sign calling for people. Earlier you saw the bit about the handsome reward for whoever slays the dragon. A woman stares at the sign. Her face curls into a scowl. Monster! The woman cries and flings magic at Mar. Startled by the spell, Mar grows dizzy. You gather the dizzy Mar in your arms and glare at the woman. This ain't a monster, you growl, as the two of you bicker for quite a while. In the end, the woman admits she may have jumped. Inwardly, you call her unsavory names, as it turns out she really hates the dragon. But she knows she's no match for him alone. When you tell her you're after the same thing, she squints down her nose at you. Fine, she says. I can help you. She's a little annoying, but you are looking for questions. I only want to see the dragon dead. You overhear her remarks and grin without thinking. That suits you perfectly. You happily join forces with the... She introduces herself as Melanie. She tells you she is a witch, but says nothing of why she hates monsters or what grudge she bears against the dragon. Welcome to Nexton, hails a man. You try asking the man if he knows anything about... The man's eyes widen. Welcome to Nexton, he whispers in your ear. The man helpfully advises you take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town. The woman tells you she's so terrified of what might happen if the dragon attacks the town. She hasn't been able to... How may I help you? The proprietor inquires. Will that be all? The proprietor asks. A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary. You try to lift the woman into your arms, but the weight's too much for you to bear. You lay the woman back down where you found her and mutter a Upon seeing that, Melanie snaps. What kind of person are you? Ain't like it's my fault she's hurt, you whine like a child. Ignoring you, Melanie gingerly helps the woman up. Mar bends so the woman can get on his back, and the two of them head off and you watch them walk away for a moment before following, complaining to yourself about what a wasted time this is. You arrive at the apothecary. After taking a curative, the woman nothing holds a candle to ivory. She thanks you and pulls something from her breast pocket. You've helped someone. Albeit not quite. It might be a good idea to do that again, should you come across anyone else in need of assistance. The girl says if you follow this road northwest for a bit, you'll come to Thryston. It seems the majority of the world's medicine is made. That's probably part of the reason the Order has so many ardent supporters. As your eyes roam everywhere but the path you walk, you barrel right into someone. When you turn to see who it is, Winifred. Are you all right? I'm fine, the woman called. Berwin, the old man calls. He jerks forward, as if the trio advances on you. How dare you treat disciples of the Ivory Order with such disrespect? You grab your foot, wailing about how much it hurts, demanding the Ivory Order trio give you money. Berwin pokes at your foot, proving nothing, muttering a half-hearted apology, but that's when you notice something. Looks like you accidentally grabbed Winifred's coin purse when you ran. Thief! Bellows Berwin, drawing his weapon. Guess you've got to fight your way past. The Ivory Order trio looks at you like they can't believe, taking pity on your ineptitude. The Ivory Order trio uses their magic. We mustn't tarry any longer. To the monster researcher of Thriston with us. Hedwin urges his companions, and the trio depart. Apparently, a monster researcher lives in Thriston and might know something about the dragon. On your way to defeat the dragon, are you? The innkeeper gives you a room free of charge in a show of support for any and all who wish to defeat the dragon. Aimless wandering can be fun, but if you want purpose and direction, I'd suggest sticking to the path. was lucky. You were surprised to find a merchant selling goods in a place like this. You decide to take a look, and the merchant welcomes you. These are my unsold wares. I would be happy to sell to you for a fraction of the price, the old woman says as she lines up some medicine bottles before you. I'm closing for the day, she announces as she packs up her goods. It seems you won't be able to do any more shopping here. And fight. You spot a small sign off to the side of the fountain. It reads, "Toss in some coin to have your wishes granted." Unable to control yourself, you heave 50 gold pieces and the coin makes waves, as you'd expect, but nothing else of note happens. Nice work. Excellent. Good work. Pick up a scrap of paper dropped by some manner of monster. It has a message scrawled on it in crude lettering. Clearly, whoever dropped this message did not want to forget where the stolen you stashed the scrap of paper in your pack and resolved to keep an eye out for the treasure on your travels. You journey onward, only to see a suspicious-looking elf. He proclaims himself a man of medicine who has discovered a revolutionary new curative. There's no harm in trying it, he boldly claims. Well? Mar leaps out and takes up the bottle. Greedily, Mar's eyes seem a bit brighter, and skin a bit more radiant than I've created a skin serum, the Doctor of Sorts happily chirps, handing you something as compensation for your troubles. You did great. You come across two men sitting on a rock. They take no notice of you. Listen in and deduce. You lean in, trying to hear what else the thieves are talking. I hid the goods. Head south just before the bridge. No, whatever ye do, don't go into the... It sounds like they've just told you where to... You hastily grab a scrap of paper, write down what you've heard, and quietly sneak away. Coin in hand, you wish for obscene... Alas, nothing happens, aside from a few ripples in the water where the coin made its landing. Don't hold back. You spy a rather large number of monster prints on the ground. A wry smile plays across your lips. You pull from your pack the scrap of paper you picked up just north of Castle Advent. You feel around in the grass for a few moments before your hand strikes a scrap of paper tells no lies. You greedily open the chest. You're in luck. I have some rare items for sale, she remarks, lining up some goods before you. She begins closing her shop, saying she needs to stock up on wares again. It seems you won't be able to do any more shopping here. About the enemy. Lying in the grass, you find an old telescope. You figure a look at the path ahead can't hurt, and pick it up. Peering through the lens, you see something in the distance, but you can't tell exactly what. All you know is there's something up ahead. You should be able to tell for certain what it is if you get closer. You leave the janky telescope where you found it, and make your way cautiously toward what you saw. Looks like you try to say hello, but she wanders off without even registering your presence. About the enemy. Nice work. Pitch black inside the cave. Who knows what dangers lurk within? Maybe you should prepare first. And fight. Nice work. kick a rock down the road, muttering about "cut it out," chides Melanie. She warns you, you grumble, but your sulking is cut short. The rock you kicked must have hit it, because it is really mad. Brace yourself for battle. From Mars, the monster's bowels now completely evacuated. Aha! I've created a U-turn to give this charlatan a piece of your mind. But he's clearly seen this coming, for he is nowhere to be found. Drawing upon your courage, you toss the janky telescope aside and charge ahead with your friend. But what you saw was only an old woman, which sends you and your companions tumbling over one another into a heap on the ground. A concerned look on her face, the old woman hands you a bottle of medicine. And fight. About the enemy. Something's catching the sunlight just so. You move, you find something about this field. Sure enough, this is the location those thieves mentioned when you were eavesdropping. Quite convinced you found their stash, you open the chest with a self-satisfied smirk on your face. There is nothing you need to buy, so you pass by without paying it any mind. Can't walk on water. Fortune favors the bold. Good work. Welcome. 100 gold pieces will get you wherever. You will be instantly transported to any location you've previously visited. Travel for 100 gold pieces? Well, if it isn't the head of the National Inn Association's son, the innkeeper blurts out, overcome with surprise. You've clearly been mistaken for someone else, but the innkeeper looks so excited that you dare not burst her bubble. Your room is free. party leaves the inn feeling rested. It seems the sound of a flute could once often be heard. His neighbors complained about the noise, though, and all has been quiet since. Apparently, monsters have been mugging people. The Ivory Order is searching for where they're stashing the stolen goods. The man says you'll need a torch to... And, he adds, it just so happens you can buy them at the item shop. You get the feeling he probably works for said shop. The man scours his skin with a wash. Apparently, he blames his natural musk for... You catch a whiff of scent wafting off. An idea strikes you. Maybe getting rid of the toxins within the body would get rid of the odor without, too. You hand him an antidote and he chugs it down. As soon as he's finished, overjoyed, the man resolves to tell the... From his breast pocket, the man pulls out something to give you in thanks. This is the game parlor. Come play cards, the boy at reception calls. Good job. The boy praises you, proffering a gift in commemoration of your first win. The woman, who fashions herself a missionary of love, haughtily cries she's too beautiful and popular for her own good. "How may I help you?" the proprietress inquires. The woman tells you a monster stole something very valuable from her. "What did it steal?" you ask. "Medicine," says the woman, "to give my skin a lustrous glow." Cyprian Ambre, I'm sorry, Cyprian Amber, has lived here for many years, conducting research. All the townsfolk affectionately call him Cypri. If anyone knows anything about the dragon, it's him. He's a veritable monster. You ask Cypri if he knows he says he'll tell you the monsters stole If you reclaim the treasure, Cypri promises to tell you all he knows. It seems the treasure-thieving monster makes its hideout in the western cave. That's where you'll want to head. "Here to stay the night?" the innkeeper asks the moment you set foot in the inn.